Hey guys, so I was kind of really loud last week, so I'm going to talk really quiet.
This is actually going to be an ASMR episode?
Anyway, thank you for listening last week. I know it was sufferable. I'm also going to try my best not to talk as much this week, because we looked at the audio files, and my bars were literally the entire thing. Like, it was one full brick of just me speaking.
Yeah,
and JJ
I literally sent him a picture, and it was like... So, the way Audacity does it is it'll give you, like, a visual representation of the volume that your audio file is. And you look at Seth's, and... hi, I'm JJ, by the way. This
it was
is
a
Seth.
brick. I'm Seth, also known as Dr. John Moore. That's Junior Wolf Gaming. We should probably introduce the podcast in the first minute. This is Nerd Rant. We kind of rant about nerdy things.
Yeah. One nerdy thing being how audio is visualized. But yeah, Seth's
there we go. Good
file
segue into Nerd Rant.
Was like a big, just blue brick of volume, and I had like little inserts here and there, and it was just nothing.
Like, I was confused because when we were downloading it to send it to him so we can upload, for whatever reason, it was the biggest size of any of our podcasts, and it wasn't the longest. We've had one about 15 minutes longer almost, but yet this is the longest, and I think we realized why, because it was a solid hour of me speaking.
It was a big file.
So we're not gonna do that.
Indeed.
Or will I? Talk.
Ah, yes, because talking, you say talk to talk. Makes sense.
Anyway, what's our topic of the day, JJ?
The topic of the day for today is Fortnite Season 4. First impressions, I guess we can call it.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the game state, the loot pool. By the way, I'm going to say this right now, and we'll go more in depth in it. Love the loot pool. Absolutely love it. We're going to go more in depth on that. It's actually terrible. Worst loot pool ever.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me.
It's absolutely crap, guys. This is like the worst season ever. I can't even. Like, oh my gosh.
Talk about the first update. Talk about the map. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the Halloween stuff coming up, because this is going to be the Halloween season, and then we're going to finish it off with some story that we know and some theories for the season.
If you want to get started, I'm going to go close my door. Have fun.
So, loot pool. It is actually great. I absolutely love it. I am confused and kind of was surprised that they removed the striker and auto. Like, it's one thing to remove one, but like to remove both of them, little crazy. I am happy they removed a lot of the SMGs. The SMG meta is not insane this season. I'm really happy about that.
I am
Snipers.
Also very happy about that.
JJ's not happy about this. Love the snipers.
They brought back
the
one-shot headshots. I feel like if they did it, they should have made it like purples and legendaries only. But the fact that every single sniper now one-shots, it pisses me off.
I am sad though that they removed the heavy. I really like that because I use the heavy more to get into walls and vehicles, and the problem is now that we've lost boogie bombs, it's kind of hard to counter vehicles. There's not a really good way to do a lot of damage, which is rough. But I think it's okay. Switches it up. I, for one, actually like the Hunter Bolt. Did you like the Hunter Bolt? I don't think you did.
No,
right?
I wasn't a fan of the Hunter Bolt.
No, I like the Hunter Bolt originally, so now that it does more just base damage in general, I loved it. Like, JJ can attest, both me and Jaden popped off the first day or two with snipers.
Yeah, it did indeed happen.
Yeah. Such snipers. What do you feel about the SMGs? SMG meta this season.
Right now, I'm loving the SMGs. We have a nice slow-firing, slightly higher damage one, and then we have our rapid fire, which can absolutely shred if you can hit your shots.
Yeah, like you hit them with that shotgun blast from the lever or prime or whatever it is, and you just obliterate the little bit of health they have left.
Yeah.
Shotguns. So I said it's kind of surprising that I'm still surprised that they removed both the striker and the auto.
Yeah.
Like, I was not expecting both. Like, I kind of get the striker to, like, maybe use the prime more.
Trademark of Chapter 3.
Like, the pump and, like, tack. Like, I really thought they were going to, at least one was going to be in every season. But, I don't mind it as much as the pump and tack. just because the shotguns are so interesting. Evo probably the worst shotgun. I am happy that they increased the damage to upgrade. So for people that don't know, in the new season we got new chrome weapons, Evo weapons. We got an assault rifle and a shotgun. We're talking about the shotgun right now. It has 8 shots and you do damage to upgrade it. So you can find a better one, but you don't just upgrade it with gold or something. You do more damage. Does more for the shotgun, it does more damage. The AR, it does less damage, but it has more bursts. So when you do a burst, it's more shots per burst. And the shotgun's kind of weird, but it shoots really fast.
It does, yeah. The way that they set up this one's spread is instead of having it be a square of the pellets go anywhere in this square, it's
horizontal.
It's a horizontal line, and it can spread anywhere across that line.
So you can hit a good amount of people, which is really nice. But like you're only hitting 30s and 40s now because of the speed. If you're decent enough, it's still good. I still think it's the worst one though. Lever action. I missed it. It's not my go-to shotgun, but I do really like it. The speed's fantastic on that thing. For the solid damage. Would you prefer the lever or the auto?
I think
auto's got a higher fire rate, but does the lever do more damage? I think the lever
the lever is just my favorite shotgun in general. It's just so much fun to use.
Yeah. And then we got the Prime, which is like our heavy hitter, slow firing. That's kind of my go-to shotgun. Just as someone who's used the pump and striker, et cetera, et cetera. The Prime's kind of fits that slot.
Yeah.
Because especially if you do reload, it does some good damage.
Yeah.
It does some solid, I think it was either today or yesterday, I literally hit somebody 2 boxes away for 160 with the blue Prime. That's some solid damage.
I feel like because we have a nice hard-hitting shotgun with a tight spread, it's okay to not have a pump shotgun this season. I feel like the Prime is at least filling that role enough to make it work.
Yeah, if we didn't have the Prime, I would say this is a terrible shotgun meta. But, I always want a fast-firing lever and a slow-firing heavy hitter Prime. I don't care what those are. I don't care if it's the charge and the drum shotgun. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't care if it's the drum shotgun.
That would be so unfair.
What about charge in combat?
I don't know.
Fast-firing, higher range, too. Which is the other thing. We also got the Ranger shotgun, which I also really like having a range shotgun.
Very fun.
Ranger, heavy, combat, etc. Do I pick it up over one of the other ones? No. Because of the way JJ picks it up sometimes. Just because of the way I play, it screws me over with that reload. Especially with the sliding, just how much slide canceling and mounting and everything I do, it cancels it and I just get screwed over. So I still take the Prime, but it's a solid gun and I love it for the meta.
I usually use it a lot. It's really good at that range. I feel like I like it better than the combat shotgun because
no, it's definitely better than the combat.
Yeah,
it's better.
I prefer that one shot kind of thing, and obviously it can screw you over if you're fighting multiple people. But I feel like just my play style fits it a little better. So.
Yeah, which is another thing that, if you didn't watch the Chapter 3 Season 3 Game State video, we definitely have very different play styles, so our, loadouts are going to be very different.
I mean, just now, we were in a game, and in the end game, it was me versus one other person, and I was, down here hiding in a building waiting for him to drop down, whereas Seth, I
would be cranking 90s.
Yeah, you'd be up above that building cranking 90s trying to pump him.
No, I would have taken high ground.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jaden told you, there was this one game, it was a 2v1, and somehow I took high ground. He literally had it was moving circle, he had the entire thing covered, and I took high ground.
That's
I still died, because I had 20 HP, but I was able to take high ground.
Jolly.
Which, again, also shows that I think both of us have definitely improved since Season 7. I would have not been able to do that, and your building has definitely become more steady. I don't think you spam as much as you used to.
Yeah, definitely.
You still spam. I'm not saying you don't spam, but compared to what you used to, you definitely do a lot more editing and stuff.
I think that's the thing that's improved a lot.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I do want to start doing is some... Okay, last, little bit with the, this part. I do want to start doing some more aim courses. Have you ever seen the aim courses where, they have a baller bouncing around and you have to try to aim on that? It's really good for aim.
I'm sure. You should, just download AimLab, honestly.
Yeah. Did you see what I told Jaden
Uh,
about him struggling?
yeah.
And I told him.
You gave him a
So,
whole lecture
Jaden's-
about practicing.
Jaden says it was. He hates. Here, I'm gonna read this off. Sorry, Jaden.
You're about to get
No, I'm not.
doxxed.
You are. Okay. Fortnite literally is unplayable with the stupid people that exist. There are so many sweats in pub lobbies. It's stupid. I'm like, it hasn't been that hard. I've been kind of going ham because the first few week I didn't get a lot of wins, but I was getting a lot of kills. I was doing well. And he's like, yeah, for you maybe. I'm like, practice to you. And it's like I practice by doing pubs. It's like, I know. Practice in pit or edit maps and aim courses. Work on raising your sensitivity because I play on really high sensitivity. Like, you're not gonna win if you play on low sensitivity. I'm sorry. That's just not how you're gonna succeed in Fortnite. For especially if we're playing build. And then I'm like, maybe play 0 build pubs to help your aim and game sense sense, because I think both me and JJ have pretty good game sense on what to do.
Very different game senses, but
Game
definitely
sense,
good game
but
sense.
good game sense. Jaden, no, I'm sorry, he does not.
Unfortunately.
Or if you really want to play pubs, fight more. Like, every fight you see or hear get into, you're going to get better through experience. Even if it's not winning. Like, that's how I've gotten to where I am. I fight all the time, and because of that, I build my skill.
See,
me just getting wins and getting 2 kills is not going to make me a good player.
I'm more
and
inclined to
improve
disagree
much.
with that last part, because if you get into a fight and instantly get pumped, you didn't improve at all. You have to get into a fight and put yourself into a position where you can improve. Like, putting yourself on that high ground and then using that tactical advantage. That gives you experience and helps you learn.
Yeah, I'm not saying go into their box when you know you can't edit. Like, do what you can in said fight, but try to be in said fight. Like, if you want to fight at range, fight at range. Just be in as many fights as possible to practice.
Make sure you're using that game sense to help yourself improve.
Yeah, and you're not going to gain sense if you don't play the game and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so that's just general. Okay, ARs.
Okay, well,
what do you feel about
start
ARs
of the
this
season? They had
I'm
the DMR
mixed.
in. I was sticking with the DMR and I stuck with it that whole time.
And I was using the DMR more because I like the AUG more, but for the first time we did get the AUG removed, which I'm okay with. I thought the AUG was a bit much. However, I don't know how you're going to feel about this. One good thing about the AUG was it gave console players a chance at range because there's decent aim assist. It's not overpowered, but there's all these other snipers in at range, which I feel like 0 build especially, it's so much more dependent on range. You're not going to be in close range fights as much in 0 build, I feel like. And having that AUG gave controller players a chance. So I don't know what you want to say about that, because I know we have different opinions on aim assist, but it gave them a chance because before then we didn't have anything. Because I don't know about you, aim assist is not going to be helping at 200 meters.
I feel like that's reasonable, but I also feel like the Ranger AR was still good with controllers.
It was good, but it didn't have that aim assist at range though. That was skill. So the bad players didn't have a chance at range.
So get good, come on.
Yeah, I was fine.
Yeah.
I picked up the Ranger season 1 or 2 more anyway.
I still enjoy the Ranger.
Season 2, I used the sniper so much as my AR, but so that's the one thing I have to say. And I saw a lot of people talk about the removal of the AUG, stuff like that. But DMR was fine. I was getting used to it.
Then they added
Hammer.
Yeah.
Well, no. Let's talk about the other ARs because we have a few more ARs. Hammer, what do you feel about that? I'm still mixed on it. I still don't think it's very good at range.
I'm impartial.
It's definitely good to
wouldn't
close
really
to
care
mid.
if it's in the game or not.
Yeah. Evo Chrome. How do you feel about the Evo Chrome?
I like the Evo Chrome burst. I feel like maybe knock down the recoil on the higher rarities.
Yeah, I literally prefer, I don't like using Herald's Mythic. I'd rather use a blue or purple just because the higher rarities, just because of how many shots it hits, the bloom and recoil is just so high, you're only going to hit 1 or 2 out of the 4 or 5 round bursts that the Mythic is.
And at that point, you're wasting ammo by shooting bursts at that long range and only hitting 1 bullet.
Even if you only shoot 1 burst, only one of that 1 burst is gonna hit.
Exactly.
It's just not worth it. But it also is the fastest build. It is the fastest build. Just it is good.
Rips builds.
So, like, one thing that we've been doing is he uses that, and I use maybe the DMR, the new one, or a sniper, and we just tag team a wall, because he shreds the wall, and I just hit him.
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
It's fantastic if you're in a team.
But finally, possibly, I think my favorite AR of Chapter 2. I'm not, like, Chapter 3. So far. I think... I haven't used it too much, but I really enjoy it, and I have beamed some people with it already.
That Cobra.
That is the Cobra DMR.
It is. I absolutely love it. I would say it's my favorite AR ever. Like, honestly, I really love the DMR, and it takes everything that I loved about the DMR and just makes it better. You have increased fire rate,
I still think I like
size.
the classic. I still think I like the classic Chapter 2 burst. Like, Sloane's burst was great. Like, I destroyed with that. And I really like the infantry rifle. I think infantry rifle and OG burst are probably, like, up there with my favorite assault rifles.
Yeah.
But this is definitely up there for Chapter 3.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know about the Cobra DMR, faster fire rate, really fast fire rate, 20 round mag. It does less damage than the DMR by a good bit, but the fire rate picks up for that.
It's 10 to 11 less damage.
But the big thing is, for me personally, which is the big problem I had with the DMR, you don't have to, like,
lead your shots.
lead your shot as much.
Yeah.
That was, like, the DMR was alright, but, like, the infantry rifle did the same damage, but it was hit scan, meaning go hit instantly. You wouldn't have to, like, have bullet travel time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big reason why I didn't like the DMR. Because if I'm gonna do that, I might as well use a sniper and hit him for 100 or 200.
Yeah.
Right? But now, yes, I'm doing less damage, but I'm gonna be hitting more shots. Not to mention, when you're hitting headshots, it's solid. Like, 60-60. Like, that is a good amount of damage, especially at range.
Yeah. And with the amount of fire rate and mag size you have, you're going to be hitting that multiple times.
Yeah, whereas even before, you know, with leading your shot, you might hit 1 or 2. There may only be 50 or 90, but then you have to reload right away. You're hitting, like, 50 or 90 in the first 10 because you're also hitting more shots. And you have more shots to hit.
Yeah.
So, definitely better. The only thing I'm still mixed on is the reticle.
Yeah, the reticle
but I
is a
do
little
like
bit
the
odd.
speed of pulling it up. The speed is great.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because I didn't use, like, the DMR, so I'm not as used to that speed.
Yeah,
How's
no,
that?
this one definitely feels faster. I'm not sure if it actually is, but the animation does feel faster, and it's great for, like, if you're up close and, like, the Cobra is all you have.
That's the other problem.
You can just pull it up real quick, and I don't think it zooms as far as the normal DMR either. So it is a lot better at that kind of medium range, close range kind of thing.
That's the other reason why I like this more, because I'm able to, like, if I have that, pick that up first. Like, if I pick up a DMR, I'm kind of screwed. Now, it had decent hip fire, but I really don't think it was supposed to.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a bug. If anyone remembers Storm Scout Day 1, you know, perfect hip fire, sniper. It's crazy. I feel like it was a bug. But this one, because of that fast, like, aim down sight speed, ADS speed, you're going to be able to, like, hit them when they're close to medium range. Versus the DMR, which I felt was definitely more medium to long range.
Yeah. What is your
shotguns, snipers?
I wanna.
I guess that's really everything.
I wanna jump into util. What's your feeling on Chrome?
I still personally pick up shockwaves. I don't pick up the Chrome itself, but if I have it, it's good for some mobility. You know, maybe pick it up or something. Good mobility, heals. You know, get around. But, like, it's still a really weird mechanic. Like, it got us killed multiple times today.
That's fair, but at the same time, like, it's so different from anything we've ever had. It's so much more fun to use, and, like, the mobility you get from it,
I might
rotation,
not use it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You can you can play. I can speaketh. I love the mind games you can play with it, because you can turn into a Chrome and hide as a blob in the ground. Like, nobody's going to see you there. Or, you know, you want to push somebody, you can phase through their wall when they're not expecting it behind them and come in and shotgun them in the head. Like, there's so many different elements you can use with this, and it opens up so many more doors. It's just such an
The only other
interesting
thing is, as a builder, I focus more on height. You're more like a horizontal, right? You use the whole battlefield. I'm going up and down. Which shockwaves are going to be better to get that height.
Yeah.
Chrome goes farther out, left or right, not up or down. So that's the other reason why, again, different play styles, right? Me building and all that, that's going to be a lot better. Because it definitely, I don't know how I feel about it with building and everything. Like, one time I did have it and I was taking high ground, but I was able to get off of high ground really easily because you don't have fall damage. So again, it's mixed. I'm not saying I don't like it, but I'm also not saying it's like my favorite mobility. I'm still really mixed. I also want to say we're still only like 2 weeks into the season.
There could be some changes made by the end. Who
changes
knows?
to it, speed. Like today got us killed because like when you come out of Chrome, like the time before you can build and everything's really rough, especially if you get shot out of Chrome. You're gonna take a lot of damage. You cannot.
Yeah.
It's rough. So again, mixed. That's the other reason why I don't like it. Like when I'm moving and if I get shot, I'm kind of screwed. Whereas with shockwaves, if there's builds around, I can instantly place builds. I can instantly protect myself.
Yeah.
So
I just feel like the shockwave stack needs to be a bit bigger to be even with the chrome, because the chromes you can hold 8 and they last like a minute each, which is huge.
Yeah, that's
like
where
you get
shockwaves
so
you only
much
have 6,
distance
and that's
out of
only
that.
6 uses.
Not to mention the slight regen it gives you.
Yeah. Let's see. What's the other mobility? Didn't we get grapple glove? That's right.
Yeah,
we got grapple
grapple
glove in the new update. I also think I take the grapple glove over the chrome, but that's more for the control. Like I said, with height and everything, like I have more control with the grapple glove, whereas the chrome, like I might fall off, might accidentally phase through a wall or build or my builds or something like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's only vertical. There's no horizontal that you really get with that. So, but again, that's just different playstyles. He picks up the chrome all the time. That's the other thing. Because he has a stack of 8, if I really need chrome, he can throw it on me.
Yeah.
And I can be the shockwave or grapple glove. But
Yeah.
I am happy with the amount of mobility we have this season. It's great.
Yes.
Because there's chrome tornadoes, there's the launch pads that turn you into chrome, the balloons everywhere with the vaults, which by the way, love the vaults and keys this season.
They are so
absolutely
great.
phenomenal.
Like even just
and I
the
feel like
small
it's a lot
chests.
more.
Like you find
Yeah.
one off key somewhere, and there's 4 chests along. You get a choice of 4 different weapons, usually purple or legendary, and like you could get
or
a
like
legendary
exotics.
lever. Yeah, there's
you can
exotics
get exotics, heals. It's great. Yeah, and I definitely think it's more balanced than the pods.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, because you do have to like find the keys, and they're not super common. But yeah, mobility. I think this might be my favorite season.
Yeah.
Of mobility.
I definitely
because
agree.
even though the chrome isn't something I pick up every time, it's still really fun. Shockwaves, I'm always gonna love shockwaves. You know, all the gliding stuff to get that kind of it's great.
Yeah. In the great words of McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Anything else, or do you want to move to? I think that's really everything. There's not much utility this season, like grenades and stuff.
Any map notes you have apart from
but
the vault?
now I want to get into the maps. Now I want to get into the map stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the map?
I
this season?
I have really been loving the map. The map changes so far. We've had one.
I want to wait
update.
for the. Yeah, I want to talk about the base map before we get to the update, because the
Okay,
update.
okay.
I think this is the biggest map change update ever. I do not remember, other than maybe Stark Industries, but even then, that's only one thing. This had so much.
Yeah. Just base map before the update was still really good. Like Herald Sanctum.
Phenomenal. I loved
the
Herald
POI.
Sanctum. I love the boss fight.
Yeah.
The boss fight is so interesting.
Yeah.
And,
I
like,
love how
if
they're
you
going
can
through and
watch on
adding
my
new
channel,
mechanics to
yeah.
all the boss fights. Like Darth Vader, he had his pull, he had his like jump, his
Darth Vader was
lightsaber
too-
throw. Like he had a
I
lot
do
of
wish they
abilities.
nerf these bosses a little bit,
Yeah.
though. Like, Darth Vader just pulls you in and obliterates you. Herald can... So, you know how we were complaining, everyone, about the burst rifle? Yeah, she can just hit you in like a full one burst, and it obliterates you.
Yeah, you have
it
no
shreds
chance. You have to keep your distance with her.
So I feel like they need to be nerfed a little bit, like the bosses that we've been having.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be super easy that just anyone can get it, but like being able to get one burst at 150 health is a bit much. Darth Vader following you 3 across half. I literally had Darth Vader spawn at the top of the map, and I'd find him in the middle of the map sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, he'd follow people with the stormtroopers that had good aim, hitting you from 200 meters away. You can barely see them, and then he's just throwing a full-on car at you after pulling you in, and you can't hit him because he's a lightsaber.
Yeah, Darth Vader was a bit much. I feel like Herald having one ability definitely evened it out a little bit more, but yeah, her weapon
But
is the OP
aim
part
and
now.
yeah. So that's the only thing I have to about the boss fight. But Herald Sanctum itself, such a unique concept. However, I don't know if you saw this. We should be getting chrome chests should drop more mats now.
Yeah.
Meaning somewhere like those chrome locations, which I think is the big problem. Like Cube Town, I loved Cube Town. The problem was you were screwed because you were not having mats coming out of there.
Yeah,
you were having barely anything. Same thing with Herald Sanctum. Really cool. You're gonna have very limited mats coming out of there, and you're gonna be struggling if anyone pushes you.
Which, you know, that's
Because
one of
there's
those
a-
minor
yeah.
balance changes that you don't really think about, but it looks like they saw, like, people were genuinely having a hard time coming out of that POI because they just didn't have any resources. And
Yeah.
they changed it, and now, like, even though it went kind of under the radar, it's a change that made gameplay just so much better in general.
And the other thing with that is, with specifically Herald Sanctum, and I guess Cube Town too, because there's so much Unbreakable, it's so hard to maneuver around. So, like, there's so many times we just don't know where the chests are.
Yeah.
We're struggling in Herald Sanctum to find the chest, meaning that's pretty much the only source of mats, and we don't know where it is. So that's the only thing I really have about Herald Sanctum. Overall, though, love it. What do you think about Logjam Lotus? That whole POI with the boat floating and everything down below becoming chrome.
That's not Logjam Lotus, sir.
You're right. You're right.
That's the opposite corner,
You're
child.
right. You're right.
Yeah. You want to try again?
I don't.
No?
I don't. Do you want to say it? 'Cause I don't remember.
How about I give you a hint? Lagoon.
Is it late? No, because I don't remember the other word. It's lagoon, but it's not.
It's a lazy,
What is the other
lazy
word?
lagoon, right?
It's not lazy lagoon because they
No?
changed. That's what I'm saying. They changed it.
Did they? Wait.
Yeah, they changed it.
We've been playing on this every day for 2 weeks, and we don't know the name of the POI.
We're professionals. I'm just gonna talk about the boat.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it floats. Again, great mobility, and like having that boat up with the cannons, just insane mobility.
And having
it is
it
insane, and I love it.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, okay. With that, we're gonna get
Yeah.
into the first map updates of the season, and if they keep doing this, best season. 100% is going to be my favorite season. Because they think, and I also want to point out, respect to Epic Games because they are learning from their mistakes. They know that the reason Chapter 2 did not do that well is because the map updates just weren't often, they weren't big, and they were removed. This season, what did we keep? We kept all of Reality Falls, but it also changed for the season, right? Like, it made that... It like became decayed. They're doing fantastic.
Yeah.
And this first update is insane. Do you want to talk about the changes? Because there's a lot.
there is a lot of
And I've talked a lot
changes.
already.
Yeah, a little bit.
I want to
little
give
bit
you
much,
some
yeah.
talk time.
We had multiple POIs turn chrome, which I absolutely love that idea. Like, having the chrome spread obviously is something, like, it's a pattern you see. They usually have things spread. Like, we saw the tree spreading to different POIs, the roots going through the ground. Like, it's not a new thing to have a POI spread. But I feel like the fact that it's the chrome and, you know, it adds that element of mobility. Like, you can now harvest mobility from these POIs. You can phase through walls in these POIs. Like, there's just so much more added to these POIs because of it. And not only that, but a lot of them are changing because... insurance company X, what's it called? No Sweat Insurance.
No sweat.
Yeah, they're raising up all of the buildings in some of these POIs. Like the
What was
Tilted-
it? The main gas station.
Yeah.
Tilted moved. The ship moved. The blimp moved, but that's not because of them.
Butter
Coney
Barn.
also got the Butter Barn
Yeah.
got rifted.
They're
and
all
Coney.
just like floating.
This is
in
all
the air
in the
above
first
now.
update, by the way.
Right?
All in week 2.
And we can only
Another thing I
assume
wanna-
everything that's floating is going to move
Is gonna
around
keep
the
moving.
map in the next update. Like, it's we're literally shuffling the entire map around. It's great.
Another thing I do want to say, though, that I love, I was kind of disappointed last season that none of the other biomes became, like, greasy. I was really hoping some biomes would become like that. Or not biomes, POIs. Like, the biome would spread and the POIs would change.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that we're seeing this chrome spreading and changing. I am happy about that. Because that was the only problem I had last season, really. And how repetitive it was. But, like, this is going to be repetitive in a very good sense.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared to see where it goes because we already know from the trailer it's going to get to the other side of the map. Like, it is going to spread everywhere. Every single thing is going to be covered in chrome. Now, obviously,
I hope it's
with
not
exceptions,
too bad because I don't like. I really like the orange vibe of season 8. I don't really like the silver vibe.
I think
Not
chances
smell
are
like
what's going to
silver
happen is it's going to
everything.
spread in paths like we already see on the map. Like there's kind of little trails coming out of the silver POIs.
Kind of like the cubes going to the center, and that they had a path of the.
Yeah, I feel like there's
corruption.
just going to be a trail of chrome throughout the map. Like we're still going to have greenery spots or orange spots, and obviously the floating POIs aren't going to be chrome. But I feel like the majority of the map is going to end up turning chrome in some way or another.
It was also cool to see the blimp move.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anyone was expecting that.
No,
but
I was
now
definitely not.
here's another thing I really love. Not only did we get all these chrome map changes, we got a whole new POI. A whole new POI. Which, how do you feel about it?
I don't know.
I'll say the name in a second, but how do you feel about it?
I like it. I feel like it's definitely different having one building as opposed to being a town.
Yes.
But I like it.
So, we are talking about Gables. I'm never going to pronounce it right.
Grim Gables.
I struggle because I want to say Grim Fables because it is a Halloween POI. Love it. There's a pumpkin patch. There's a graveyard.
There's a corn maze.
There's a corn maze. There's the big mansion with an attic with a basement. Like, it is huge, and I love it.
Like, immediately when I walked in there, I thought, like, maybe they were going to come out with a Call of Duty Zombies mode, and this is what you're going to be defending. Like...
What if that is, like, a zombie map? Like, just that POI.
I would be so excited
because we do have, like, Horde Rush. I wouldn't be surprised if they added a whole other game mode from how...
I would
like, with Crave 2.0.
Like, defend Grim Gables from the zombies. Like, that'd be so freaking awesome.
And you could upgrade with, like, on the walls.
Yeah.
Like a full-on Call of Duty map. Like, that feels like a Call of Duty map.
And, like, the end of each round is marked by the grandfather clock. The grandfather clock goes off.
Nah!
That adds up too well. It's not gonna happen.
No! So, everyone who's new to the series, we have a catchphrase. Would you like to say the catchphrase this time? Because I feel like I said it in the last.
Yep. It makes sense, so it's not gonna happen.
So we've created many theories, some true, which we're gonna get to in the second part of this, because I did actually have some true theories. Yeah. I just want to say, but most of our theories, like season 3, I'm like season 3 and chapter 2 was a water season, so I think season 3 for chapter 3 is gonna be a drought season with fire, and we talked about a fire sniper and flamethrower, and then it was a party.
I mean, we had evidence to back up, like, all the things we were saying. Like, the map changes made sense. The water was drying up. It made a lot of sense to have a drought. And then it wasn't.
And then it was a party. It was a party. It's literally vibing. Like, nobody was expecting that season. Nobody. And if you were, you work at Epic Games. That is the only explanation. That's the only explanation if you really expected a vibin' season.
Yep.
Yeah.
But hey.
Which so far, I think Vibin still had one of my favorite starts, but it fell off really fast because that was kind of the point. It was supposed to be laid back. Summer wasn't exactly great. It was kind of just weird mid to late of the season. But I think this season is going to stay like if this is the first update, it is going to be a solid season. And it's shorter, which I kind of like. I do like some like season 1. I still hope is going to continue to be longer to get used to the map and everything. But like I don't want every season to be over 100 days. That still feels long to me as a Chapter 1 player, where most seasons were under 80 days.
Yeah.
JJ, not so much. He's used to the longer seasons. But,
I think, like, 90 days is probably a good middle point. Like, 85 to 90.
Yeah. So, I'm kind of happy that there's a shorter season. But, with the end of that, we're going to talk again later, or we can talk about that now, our theories on the future of Fortnite. So... Do you want to do that now?
How about we touch on the story elements we have so far first, and then we can move into theorizing.
Okay. So what exactly do we know so far?
Well, we had our trailers, right? We should probably
by the way,
talk about
I
those.
was kind of disappointed with the cinematic for this season. One, Paradigm is Brie Larson. We kind of already knew that. However, compared to The Rock, which I think had one of the most epic face reveals of all media.
Like, you can look up any clips on YouTube of somebody seeing that, and they will be screaming at the top of their lungs, like,
the amount of... I mean, we were yelled at when that was happening.
Yeah.
By both of our parents. I I remember watching a clip of an entire family on the couch, and even the dog freaked out. Do you remember that clip?
Yeah.
You remember what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like, that's great. This, I couldn't sleep, so I just stayed up for the trailer. I see the trailer. It's Brie Larson. Like, we just pan over to Brie Larson.
Like, it's one thing if, like, they unmasked her in it, but no, she didn't have a helmet.
Just pan over
like,
to Brie Larson.
It's just,
like,
no helmet whatsoever. Like, at least have her take her helmet off at some point. Like, maybe she's flying away from the chrome, as we see in the trailer, and her helmet gets hit with chrome, so she has to take it off.
Or we do that, and then we pan into her mask.
Yeah,
like we pan
Iron
into
Man
that,
style,
like an Iron Man type of a theme. That would have been, even if it was still the same trailer, and that's just the first time we saw it instead of at the beginning, that would have made it 10 times better.
Yeah, because having it be a more connected reveal instead of just a pan, it makes more sense.
Yeah. Not to mention, like, it was just weird. By the way, are we gonna talk about how brutal it was? Like, it was kind of really dark. Like, the Seven just got abducted into a goo, and it wasn't just like they're frozen. Like, I was thinking maybe they're just gonna freeze in place. Nah, they started morphing.
Like, they melted down.
Like, that's kind of morbid.
And like, we haven't heard from any of them, so like, we can only assume they're either dead or just retired for the time being.
And then Paradigm's just going to go to her reality, I guess.
Yeah.
So I do have a theory about that, but first let's talk about another thing. So I do want to say at the beginning, we were kind of talking about the Herald, and we're going to talk about like how the Herald had connections to the last reality later, more with another theory that I had. But there's a lot of connections, and now we got these Bites quests, and it's confirmed. It's confirmed. The Herald and Last Reality are connected, which I think is the big thing we've learned from the Bites quests. And, I haven't heard them all. Is there any other big things? Oh, the Raz. You can talk about. Do you want to talk about the Raz connection then too?
I don't think there's too much there. All that's really said is Raz got a summer style over the summer event recently, and he had chrome on him, right? He was chromified, and he had progressive styles and whatnot. And with these Bites quests, we found out that they trained somebody a while back. What I think the term they used was generations ago, which I can only interpret as seasons ago. Makes a little bit more sense. But they trained somebody in the Chrome, and they succeeded in becoming one of the Chrome's warriors, and that was apparently Raz, through the connections people have been making. So I think that was cool. I like that Raz is still a solid part of the
throwback, story. Because like he kind of, if it wasn't for Raz, the story wouldn't be where it is.
Yeah.
He kind of founded season 7, 8, chapter 3.
Yeah.
Like, he was kind of the main point of
the
that.
Last Reality would not be here without Raz.
Yeah. Any other things? I mean, we talked a little bit about Paradigm, but it wasn't much other than just the Chrome's bad.
I mean, there's the nothing.
Really... Yeah, the nothing, which is what the Herald is, right? She's part of the nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. From what I gather, it's like a hive mind collective consciousness kind of thing for the Chrome, and it seems like the Herald is one of the higher ups in that. Now, I have no clue why she looks like the reality tree still. Like, why not make her a silver villain, or at least give her characteristics of being silver? But no, she's made of purple leaves because that makes sense.
Well, she is still watching the reality tree, which I feel like is kind of weird.
That is true. Yeah, when you walk up to her boss battle area, you can see her looking through the bubble at the dead reality tree. So who knows?
As of right now, the reality tree isn't much, but I don't think it's going to be done with, or else it would have had something more with it. It's still there. It doesn't have any leaves. It's kind of dead all around. The mushrooms are dying around the map. Yeah. But the reality tree is still there. So. And the roots are all over the map still with the reality tree saplings and everything. So
I mean, here's an idea. What if the nothing is just like a team of, I guess we could say villains, or like, I don't know, even neutral forces, I guess, that just take things over. Like, we see the Chrome and we see the reality tree. The two things they had in common are they took things over. They took over the map. They spread like a virus, right? Around the map.
I mean, maybe.
What if the nothing is just a bunch of things that do that?
What if it is nothing?
And take things over.
What if it really is nothing? It's not good. It's not bad. It is just nothing. It's just everything, kind of thing.
That's a bit more confusing, but I think we're talking about the same thing.
I'm dying.
Don't die.
My throat's really dry.
Yeah.
So I think that's really everything we have for the story so far, right? So do you have any big theories, or do you just want me to go with my next season theory.
You go right ahead.
Okay, so I want to say this before anyone said this. I know I don't have proof. Before anyone said this, I was like, we're kind of seeing a lot of connections to Last Reality. The Nothing, like her description, a boss, having a POI, kind of center, having a big, and having a boss. Kind of reminds me of Q Queen, So I was thinking, and another thing with that is, with the Q Queen, she ended the chapter. What if, with Creative 2.0 that we know we're going to get, what if next season is a new chapter?
I don't think that's the case.
No. I have more stuff, especially with... I have another thought, even after it was kind of debunked, but I still think there's something. So, it's like there's a lot of connections to, like, end of reality, like, end of the world, especially if now we know they are the same group, right? Herald and Last Reality are together. So, what if, with next season, we go into Paradigm's reality? So either this is a one-season thing, or what I'm thinking is, what if we have a short chapter? This is what I was originally thinking. What if we had a short chapter, 1 year? We lose, because how many times have we actually properly lost? In the past 4 years of Fortnite, when have we lost?
Fair.
So what if we actually lose? We then go to Paradigm's reality, because that's where we know she went, and we're there for a chapter. All next year is chapter 4. And then what if we come back to this island after it's completely covered in chrome? Obviously changed, because we don't just want to come back to a chromed island. Changed a little bit, but generally the same island. And that's where chapter 5 pulls off.
We could have, like,
now
the No Sweat Insurance, like, become a resistance on the island trying to fight back the chrome. Like, all these floating POIs have all united in, like, a corner of the map. And we get back and we, like, rally them up, and, like, we have to send out these different POIs to different areas, and then those will be kind of like maybe fight bubbles like we had in Season 8. Like, we go there and battle the chrome on these floating POIs. I feel like.
But what if we mix that with the Season 2, where we had a battle for the control as IO versus 7?
Yeah.
So what if we kind of combine that? Now, here's another thought. Where do we know that's still completely protected on the map? Command Cavern.
True.
Does that not feel like the perfect spot for a bunker to protect yourself?
It kind of does.
So what if that's the POI that stays?
That could make sense.
What if that's the POI we fight from?
They unite all
like
the
we overtake
POIs
it
around
yeah
there.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense too. What if we just have a whole bunch of, like, okay, what if the first season of that is like a steampunk, and we have a whole floating island thing, like, like Coney, but like all of them all connected through bridges and zip lines and, like, geyser type things with wind all around Command Cavern.
That could be
which is
cool.
the final resistance type thing to the Chrome. After coming back with new technology and new heroes, which would be the first battle pass, it'd be the fighters of the Chrome from Paradigm's reality.
Yeah, that could be cool.
So that's kind of what I originally thought. Now, we know that's not going to happen because we have, like, insider information that next season we're not getting a new map. And the reason this kind of formed was in a leak, there's a new map for version 23, a completely new map. And we still don't know what it is, but we've been told that's not next season. So
my theory is that it's just the creative version of the map we have now, so that creators can use it to make, like, their own battle royales.
Kind of like the late game arena, how that was created 2.0 on the map. Yeah. Now, but with my other theory, since we're not going to need a map, we have still seen large stuff, such as the mothership. That was pretty big. So what if we still get something, either maybe a new season, right? Maybe just for a season we do something, like a side thing, maybe a separate game mode, right? Like, kind of like Imposters. What if we get something like Imposters, where we go to that, and that's a whole separate thing, maybe like a zombie survival or something.
I mean, yeah, we could see that. I mean, like, they already
like
said
a separate
they
game
retired
mode.
Imposters to focus on other projects like it. So what if
what if we get a separate game mode on, like, a Paradigm reality type world? I don't know what the game mode would be, but what if that's... Because I just don't think... Because there's going to be more with Paradigm. I don't think she's just going to come back with friends. I don't think we're just going to just... She's just going to come back.
She
I think
comes
we're gonna
back
go
with the
there
new
somehow.
Avengers. Second Marvel season.
No, and no. But, like, I just don't see them just church is coming back. I feel like there's gonna be somewhere we're going there. But that's kind of what I've been thinking about. And just here, like it's an evolving. I really like this. I think there's a chance of something like that. Like even the steampunk doesn't have to mean we have to have a different season. That could happen next season. They could all come together.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
In some kind of last ditch effort.
Yeah.
And then maybe we have to maybe we end the season trying to get there, like fighting through the chrome to get to the bunker, and then we end the event jumping into the bunker, going into next season.
That could be cool. Yeah, I could see that. Like we're flying around on the floating POIs trying to unite at the bunker.
And maybe I still think there's a chance of a vehicle coming out. So what if we get like a plane or helicopter we have to fly through, right? Kind of like shooting the chrome or something and dodging through. Okay, so remember how in the trailer the chrome was shooting up through the ground? What if the event is us trying to dodge those and we have to get past them?
My only thing
by
is
either shooting them or flipping and stuff.
In the past, we usually aren't allowed to drive things. So it's possible we could be sitting in the passenger seats of a helicopter while somebody like Jonesy is flying it toward the bunker.
It could be. Maybe we're like the gunner.
Yeah.
Or something. But I mean, it's not. Yeah, because we have had gunners stuff like that, like the Collision and I guess Ariana Grande too.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe we get something like that where the event's us running through and dodging everything. That could be really cool.
Yeah.
But alas, it's too. I have too much evidence.
There's too much to back it up.
It means it's not gonna happen. We need a button. You know, like the easy button?
Yeah.
We need a button. Not gonna happen. Too much evidence.
Not gonna happen.
Nah, actually. We'll get that eventually. Maybe. Probably not.
Merch collection.
So, do you have any other big theories? I feel like there's not enough information to have a solid theory about what this season's going to be like. That's kind of what I thought. And just now thinking, I think maybe the steampunk could be more accurate than going to a new island. Because another reason why I thought that is, I want to talk about with Creative 2.0, we still don't have much news on it, but we know it's going to happen, and we know, like, Lake Marino is built with Creative 2.0. So it means we have a solid, like, we have a good version of it, right? So here's what we've been thinking. This season is going to end on almost the 2-year anniversary of Season 7, Chapter 1, which is when Creative 1 came out. So would it not be perfect for Creative 2.0 to come out on the 2-year anniversary?
Well, we already know, apparently, I'm not sure if you've seen the leaks in the past few days, it's going to release mid next season.
But maybe that's for the free, because the other thing is with the original, there was like a beta that you had to have the battle pass for. So we were thinking, what if maybe content creators with like creator codes or crew members that give a point for the crew members a little bit of bonus to get the early access to Creative 2.0.
Which, would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of what happened now and before and stuff like that. But I just think it just makes too much sense for them not to, even with everything that we said, like, too much proof that's not going to happen. It just fits.
Yeah.
Like, that's not us. Like, that'd be perfect for them, and that'd give them a lot of boost.
I mean, we all saw how this season was falling directly on the anniversary, and we were all like, oh, throwback, it makes so much sense. And then we literally got the same birthday cosmetics as the past 4 years.
It was a little different. The 1 year it was dual wield pickaxes. This year it was just one. And it had a 5, not a 4.
No.
Hey, I don't remember. I think it was the 2nd or 3rd birthday. I actually have like a music track for the music for birthday as well, which I really like. Remember the Battle Bus music?
Yep.
I have that.
Jolly.
As a music track, which I do like. I wish they would do more with the birthday.
Yeah. I also do. Apart from like a firework gun and present unvault.
Yeah. And pizza for like 5 days. It wasn't even a week.
Nope.
It wasn't even a week. It came out like on a Friday and ended on like a Tuesday. Like, it was weird. So I think the only other thing we can talk about is maybe Halloween. Maybe some thoughts on Halloween, since this is gonna be the Halloween season.
I honestly
what are you thinking?
am so excited for this Halloween because I know our last one, pretty interesting. It was definitely innovative and people liked it a lot. This one I feel like has so much more opportunity for things like
Yeah.
because the zombies are going to be chrome, I feel like it's like, where are they going to come from? Like, we could have spawners like usual, I guess, but, you know, there's opportunity to, you know, have them like pop out of the ground or something, you know? Like, they could literally come from anywhere because our map is going to be made of chrome.
So, one thing that I have a very unpopular opinion about, I liked the Fortnite zombies ever since Chapter 1. I remember downloading Fortnite on the crappy family computer to run Fortnite at about 2000 ping with 90% packet loss. It was really bad just to fight the zombies. Season 7 came around and I really liked the ice zombies. I really liked them. And of Chapter 2, Season 8 was my favorite season. I loved the sideways, which is kind of like the Evochrome. I really like these innovative weapons. I don't know if I said this earlier. I really like... How do you feel about that, quickly? Going back to the Evochrome. Like, these really innovative seasonal weapons. Like, the sideways. I really liked the rifle. It was... I could beam the amount of damage you can do with that thing and how accurate it was. The minigun was alright. It was interesting, though, like, an interesting concept. The more you shot, the faster it do. And then we have the scythe, which we got later in, which I think you almost always had.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely loved the scythe, because, you know, it was a different gameplay aspect. Seeing as I'm almost always close up anyway, and, you know, I don't usually try and crank, I would rather be up there destroying builds and then, you know, smashing people for 150 damage with a melee weapon. It's just more fun, and it was good for mobility, and I feel like adding these different aspects to weapons, like having... another element to them apart from just damage. Like, you have your Ranger versus Hammer, which is just, okay, here's a weapon versus another weapon. But if you take Ranger versus Evochrome, it's like, okay, so now we're taking into account burst, we're taking into account, like, the rarity increase, the damage,
the amount of shots
recoil.
per burst,
yeah, like,
which is, like, it's a whole thing. And I just like the concept of it upgrading, too. Like, the other ones, you didn't have to, like, reload it, overheat, and the more you shot it, the more damage it did, or the faster it fired. These, the more shots you do, on the shotgun, the more damage it does. For the burst, the more bursts, like shots per burst.
Yeah.
It did a little bit less damage, but it had like almost like a faster fire rate. And you upgraded it by doing damage. Kind of like, you know, not reloading, having to overheat.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love that. And when did we have those? Halloween seasons.
Yeah. Halloween
so
seasons
I
have
love
just been the best for those weapons.
The map. Same. Dang it. I'm gonna stop thinking, because now I'm like, well, we also have that for the both. Season 8 and this season just have too many similarities, and I hate it. I hate it. But, because they're both around Halloween, too.
Yeah.
But no, I love the Halloween, just the theme, the zombies, but also the theme, like, Grim Gables. Love that. You played on the Halloween store 1 or 2 times in that top corner, like the Halloween store that was like transformed.
Yeah.
Did we only played on that season 8? Because I know it's been there before.
Yeah, I think that was the only season I played on it with.
So it's just cool to always have like a Halloween POI, because I don't think we really have that for Christmas and the other seasons or seasonal events. Love that part. I love the aesthetic of the map too. Right, like some of the items we get. Like, I hope we get Witch's Broom or something like that back.
Yeah.
But another thing that I love are the skins.
Oh, skins are
I
so
think
great.
Halloween, for specifically Halloween, I think it has some of my favorite skins.
This,
How about,
like, when it came to the shop this year, I bought Graveyard Drift because I missed him last year. He's one of my favorite packs in the shop.
And I got him originally.
It's just so
when
cool.
it came out last year. It's great. Like, the back bling, so good. The pickaxe, vibrant. And the styles. Like, yes, it's only 3 styles, but they're so different.
Yeah.
Like, you have the normal, then you have the little ears, but then you have a full, like, vampire.
Yeah. I also really love Shadow Midas. Like, I think he's one of my favorite renditions of Midas, just because, you know, it ventures away from the gold a little bit into something a little bit more, you know, spooky. You got your, like, purple ghost mist, and I also think that was a really cool Fortnitmares. Really toxic and really annoying to play, but, you know, I like the aesthetic of it, having that, like, dark smoke creature. It was cool.
Even back blings, it has some cool. We have a pumpkin right now. I have the full moon back bling, which I love. I really like the aesthetic of it. How do you feel about it? I don't remember. I think we talked about it when I got it.
I like it. It's I think it'd be hard to match with a skin in terms of like coloring and style, but in terms of the back bling itself, I feel like it's really really cool. The reactivity's nice.
So the people that don't know, it's like a white moon, right? Like normal bright white moon that we currently see, and it grows as the match goes on. It's not like reactive. It's just animated until it eventually is a full like blood moon, and then it shrinks, waxing, waning, all that sort of stuff. And I just use it with like Graveyard Drift with the Reaper pickaxe. Like it's just a Halloween back bling. It doesn't match the skin great, but it matches Halloween, which is the whole combo.
Also, on that note, I know we have a wolf in the survey skins. Do you think he's going to be a werewolf for Fortnitmares?
What do you mean?
In the survey skins, we have a wolf.
Like we're going to get something, because remember, the thing for Fortnitmares had a wolf.
That's true.
So we're going to get something.
But, the wolf in the survey skins isn't exactly as intimidating as, the wolf in the logo. So
I think we're going to get something. And a werewolf would make sense in the fact that we got Frankenstein and the Mummy last year.
Yeah.
I think we can get some Halloween collabs, too, like a werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
Like from a specific movie or something. I could totally see that as a skin, kind of like because it wasn't directly like an icon skin or something, but it's still a reference, like the Mummy and Frankenstein. So I think we can see something like the werewolf in another horror classic. I'm not talking like Freddy Krueger and Jason.
We're gonna get Murderer,
but like
Winnie
some.
the Pooh?
No. But I think we can get something like a werewolf. What would be another one? The Invisible Man.
I mean, no, probably not. If I had to guess, I'd say probably not. That'd be a little bit toxic, having to hit a pair of glasses floating around. Little bit difficult, but
What about Sandman?
I could see Sandman, honestly.
Yeah, Sandman. Anyway, there's plenty of characters, like classic horror characters.
Mm-hmm.
But, so I totally can see a werewolf as one of those.
Yeah.
Classic movies. There's also some absolutely phenomenal Community skins coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. Did you see the detail on that guy's hand? Did you see the detail on his hand? Yeah. So one of the we got some Community skins that we voted on last year for Halloween that are going to come out this Halloween. And one of them, the head is a hand, and apparently it snaps every time you get a kill, which I love. JJ's thinking about getting it. If I would get one, I get the other one, which is like a demon angel type thing. Like I'm thinking like Weeping Angel almost.
I'd say more like a zombie angel.
Zombie angel, yeah. And it's just like the aesthetic I just absolutely love. But that's only 2. So far the shop is great. We have some really good Halloween skins. I'm thinking like my name's Dr. Zombie, that's my user tag. So I'm thinking of getting like Gold Trooper or Brainiac because I kind of need a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
JJ has his wolf. I have my main. My main's going to continue to be Lynx, but I kind of need a zombie.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I'm going to get one of them, but there's so many good ones every year, and I cannot wait to see the new ones this year. Mm-hmm. I've been saving my V-Bucks because of that. Like, there's so much stuff I wanted to get, but I want the Halloween stuff because I think it's going to be 10 out of 10. If it's anything like last year or even better.
Yeah, Halloween is always the best time in Fortnite for skins. Like, I don't care what you say. Christmas, never gonna be the same as spoopy Halloween season. New Year's, you're not getting any skins anyway. Throughout the year, sure, you might have collabs, but, like, it's so just dry. Like, collabs, yeah, you know what you're getting. Halloween is like, okay, here's some skins you guys made. Here's some skins we made. They're all going to be awesome. They're going to have reactivity. You're going to be able to earn some free stuff. You're going to be able to customize skins. It's like there's so much more there.
Like you were saying, collabs, we know what we're going to get. We're going to get Community skins. We're going to get Fortnite skins. And like I said, we're probably going to get some old school monsters from way back, like old black and white movies, like werewolves. The Community skins, like I said, the hand and the zombie angel, and who knows what they're gonna make?
Yeah,
who knows? Because they've made some like a scarecrow to a meat pie. That thing is abominable.
It is horrifying.
That is an abomination. It's literally a human pie, and I mean that in both ways. It is a pie that is a human, and it is made out of human.
It is like, dang, that's kind of grim. Gables, but
it's like for Fortnite. For Fortnite, that's just, literally, it can be, I think that just shows it can be anything.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing for them to make that when it came out, which is like Chapter 1, because that's old Fortnite. But the fact that they keep bringing it out, because I thought, if anything, it might have a lawsuit for how creepy it is, because they don't even have the Plague Doctor anymore. Like, we're not going to be
Yeah.
getting those skins anymore. But we still get it in normal shops and in Halloween shops.
Meaning, they're
It's-
definitely not afraid to do something along those lines again.
No.
So who knows at this point?
I'm not, let me tell you, those are the skins I'm not going to be getting.
Yeah.
But I think it just, like I said, just favorite time of year because you never know what you're going to get, but you know you're going to get something good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to it, especially if we get some more map changes for Halloween. We were kind of talking a little bit. I'm excited to see some game modes we can possibly get, especially if Creative 2.0 gets like what if we get like a beta for that, or they're working using Creative 2.0? Because if they use Creative 2.0 to make a zombie game mode, and we know they're going to be making a zero build Horde Rush. By the way, did you see the Horde Rush a little bit already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
It does.
It looks
yeah.
good. I liked Horde Rush originally, so I'm excited to play that again, and I'm hoping with this meta of weapons, because that's going to make it really interesting. However, it looked like there's the sideways weapons too, right? Because they did more damage to those zombies. So
I believe so, yes.
yeah, I think I saw one of the clips. Obviously, that's not going to be the version we see. We don't know what we're going to get, so they might not have them, but I hope we get the sideways weapons, even though I like the Evochrome. The sideways weapons, I think, are just way better, and they do more damage against the cube monsters, so they're kind of just practical to carry.
Yeah.
Anything else for Halloween you want to talk about? Any other game modes or maps changes you wouldn't mind seeing? Oh, do you think we're going to get jump scares back?
Yeah, Hypex already said that they added the jump scare zombie back in, so we don't know what it looks like yet, but we know it's in the game, so.
Okay, so I know last time was Isabel, which is community skin. What if we get like something like the zombie angel?
I mean, I could definitely see that, honestly.
But what if we got someone like the meat pie? Like a full heart. Like, if that jumped out at me, I'm gonna scream. Like, if I saw that guy's face, I'm gonna scream.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Gosh. Imagine it's like an actual jump scare where like it flashes a PNG of his face up on your screen.
And then he's just comes out of nowhere, out of the ground, or like he just crawls out of the ground and just slaps you with his hands.
Yep.
Like a zombie.
Definitely. Because zombies like
See, that's one thing.
slap you upside the face.
But that's one thing when it's like Brainiac zombie, but like this guy is proper horror.
He's actually kind of scary. Like, I think him and Drift are probably the two scariest skins.
Graveyard Drift,
Yeah,
I want to say.
Graveyard Drift.
The old Drift is not
Yeah, not exactly.
he's just
scary.
a blonde. He's just a blonde.
He's a
Lachlan.
surfer dude.
He's OG Lachlan. No, that's Summer Drift. Come on, man. The other one was a skateboarder. I think. He gave me skateboarder vibes. He was on an ATK more, though.
Definitely.
By the way, when are we going to get motorcycles and skateboarding?
Never.
Or not skateboarding, roller skating.
We will never see it again.
This is why everything we say, take with a grain of salt, because we literally, for the big summer update, we got nothing except some roller skating rinks. And do you know what we got? Nothing. Nothing. They added roller skating to the files. They added a roller skating rink in-game.
Yeah.
But we didn't get skateboards or roller skating.
See, Hypex said last season that on one of the updates, they took all the files for motorcycles out of the game, which is usually what they do before they add it into the game. And then, you know, it's now a season later, and we still don't have anything on it. So I'm assuming they decided to scrap that, but honestly, who knows at this point?
Yeah, because we just... Because, I mean, hey, Mancap was in the files for, like, a year.
Mancap?
Before he got added.
Mancap? Are you okay in the head? Mancap?
What's the mushroom guy?
Mancap?
What's the mushroom guy?
It's not Mancap!
Mooncap.
I don't think that's quite right either.
What is it then?
Madcap.
Madcap. It's close enough.
Mancap. It's like
MA cap.
Just imagine like a baseball cap walking around.
Well, I mean, we also have Mancake.
I mean, yeah, but like that's a little bit different.
But I'm saying, like, you know, similar. What's the chance of getting Zombie Clombo?
Oh my gosh. What's the chance of getting Flying Clombo?
So this is another thing I want to talk about quickly. One thing that I predicted, and JJ can attest to this, I predicted this season was going to be corrupt. I thought the island was going to be taken over by something for Halloween.
Yep.
And you know what? I was right.
Sort of, in a way.
In a way, yeah. It wasn't like, evil roots. I thought I mean, we still don't know what's going to be up with the reality tree. Maybe the reality tree is still in power. Maybe that's why she's looking over it, and she's just on the other side of the map getting a better tactical advantage. Who knows? But, yeah, my brain died.
You were talking about corrupt the map? Yeah.
The corrupt season.
I think you were going with your theory was going to be the roots were going to take over. Instead, the Chrome did, which I guess is along the same lines. It's still something corrupting the map. It's just not exactly what you called. So we'll give you like 50% calling on that. There's
another thing that I called that I wanted to talk about, and I completely forget. Oh yeah. Bring back things to life. Klombo. That's. I was thinking with like the reality tree being kind of like life. What if it brought back? What if when it went corrupt, it would bring back Klombo? So if that's kind of like with the corrupt taking over the island, what if it corrupts? What if it reaches the skull and we get a chrome Klombo?
Interesting.
Like it taking it over, but it's part of the Chrome. So then Klombo's instantly evil, because here's another thing. They were working on a way to kill him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there's... So what if that's why?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've also seen them do stuff way in advance.
We're kind of towards the
really
end of the episode here, so I'm going to try and get this out fast. But what if every time a player dies in a chromed area, it spawns a zombie spawner? Like... If them dying and their corpse or their remains, their life force leaving, whatever you want to call it, they die and then it spawns a zombie spawner if they were on a chromed surface, chromed ground or whatever. I feel like that could make sense.
What if they were chrome? Like if they also were chrome, they'd also if they're on a chrome surface, like maybe in the Lazy Lagoon, POI, whatever, that'd spawn a spawner. But if they also were chrome, that'd also spawn a spawner anywhere.
Yeah.
And a thing with that would be I don't know. Guys, it's
you were going great there. Like you were on a roll and then you just full stopped. The thing with that is ... I'm
so tired. Oh yeah, one last bit. Give me a minute, everybody. I need to call my friends to make sure they're awake, so we're gonna quickly call them to make sure they're awake and they need to do work.
Oh, fun. Okay, let's say hi to your friends. Let's see how your friends are doing.
We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Skylar.
Put it on speakerphone.
I'm going to.
Yeah. Hold it up to the mic. Gotta be able to hear this. It's gonna be interesting.
Yo.
Skylar, are you awake?
I'm awake.
Okay, are you doing work?
I turned in my work.
Okay, good. That's it. Bye. See you Monday.
Bye, Skylar.
See you Monday.
Okay, one more person.
One more. All right, let's say hi to Andrew, guys.
Andrew, are you awake?
Yes, I am.
Are you doing work?
Yes, very hard work.
Okay.
Bye,
That's
Andrew!
Just making sure you're doing it. By the way, you're on the podcast. Bye. See you Monday.
Oh, hi.
That's how we're going to end this episode. Thank you all for watching. See y'all next week for Minecraft or something. Bye!
Hey, guys. Junior Wolf here.
Dr. Zombrain, also known as Seth. Yo, you should go follow the social media pages at Nerd Rant on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay, cut me off like that. Now it's my turn. You guys should follow the Spotify page so that you get notified every time we upload a new episode.
Make sure you hit that notification bell.
I don't think
on
Spotify. I don't think Spotify has.
No, you can. You can if you follow. I have a notification. I have a notification section for
I don't think I have
podcasts that I follow.
Interesting.
You should do that. Anyway, you should go do that.
Yep, go
Peace
do
out.
that. Bye.